Another warm afternoon. I'm sitting in the dining room. I was cleaning out the Eastlake chest over there, which had a lot of my little Lizzie paper collectibles or ephemera. And I thought, well, that might be a fun thing to talk to you about today for a few moments. Lots of postcards are available of Fall River, how it looked when Lizzie lived there, and they really give you some valuable insight on her life in the city. I like this picture of her high school. This is the school she went to after the Morgan Street school that is on the demolished list that we're trying to save. We have no record of her graduating. We know she went through junior year. This building has been torn down. But what a nice little collectible. And you can go to eBay and local bookstores and such and find these sort of things, flea markets, antique shops. I have put quite a few of them in an album. I really love this one with the Fall River. If you zoom in, there are actually faces of people on the letters, and this one is a used one. I'll just show you a few. Some of them, it was popular to use glue and glitter and personalize your card. So here's a birthday greeting someone made, and then it says, "Greetings from Fall River." Those are fun to find, a little harder to find, but you get the idea. This is the courthouse in New Bedford. And just about every famous building was made into a postcard. Oh, here's the Parker House. And this is where Lizzie liked to go for lunch in New Bedford. So you can have a lot of fun putting these together and sharing them with your Lizzie friends, like-minded souls. Tons of ephemera from the Columbian Exposition we were talking about the other day, postcards being probably the most affordable. The oversized cards and lithographs are a little more expensive, but Lizzie probably brought plenty of these back or sent them to her friends back in Fall River from Chicago back in October of 1893. So that's something else you might collect. Just type in Columbian Exposition into your eBay search box, and there you go. This is, I believe, the second brochure for the B&B, and those are fun to collect. They don't take up much room in a scrapbook. Let's see what's inside. Crime scene photos. The house hasn't changed much inside since these were made. I think there may have been, all told, 3 designs. Oh, another thing would be playbills, and I never throw a playbill away. Here are some from the Centennial, Slaughter on 2nd Street by David Kent. And this was, I think, at the Bristol Community College. Here's one that was put on at the Congregational Church. It says, oh no, Bristol Community College. They have a beautiful theater there. And one of the most produced ones, these are all from the 100th anniversary, Blood Relations. You see that still produced all around the country sometime in the summer. The first musical, which I did, I went to this one at the Norma Terrace, which is sort of where the Goodspeed Opera House in Old Haddam tries out plays before they go to New York. And this was excellent. You can still get the soundtrack from this production. This is the playbill for that production. There's a wonderful song in this musical called House on a Hill that Lizzie sings about her dream house of Maplecroft, and it will just bring you to tears. I collect anything with the word Lizzie on it, and it's amazing how many postcards there are. Here is one in a protective sleeve. I think I might have 4 or 5 It was kind of a craze at the turn of the century for ladies' names to be on postcards. With these are forget-me-nots. That's fun. You might recognize Alone and Forsaken. There's one hanging in the 2nd Street house now over Lizzie's bed. It's reputed to have been a painting Lizzie had at Maplecroft, and it sort of makes you feel sorry for this poor forsaken lady in the boat. Might be a message in that from Lizzie, how she felt at Maplecroft. Cabinet cards are more expensive. This one is of Nancy O'Neill. She was very attractive as a young woman. I also found a copy on eBay of, and it's in a protective sleeve here, from the Theater magazine. Those go for about $50, the whole magazine. I think this one picture of her might have been a tear out for maybe $10 or $12. But it's always fun to find anything to do with Nancy O'Neill. She's one of these people I wish I could interview. Oh, yeah, here's something from one of the expos. Bumper stickers. I got whacked at Down Under. Down Under was kind of a bar and grill in Fall River that would host these Lizzie Borden expos, which I attended in 93, 94, and 95. Most of us had met at the Centennial, and we really didn't want to let the fun stop, so we would host. This was kind of the aftermath of the Centennial, and you can see different movies they presented. The Alfred Hitchcock, The Other Sister, which I hope you've seen, films, and these things were actually done at this bar and grill. I also, I forgot to show you this. This was from the world premiere of Slaughter on 2nd Street, and this was for the Centennial. It's a little fan, homemade. It's got a little tassel on the end, but no, this was a nice little collectible. The Mellon House Hotel, of course, you'll remember. Many of the out-of-town officials stayed there while they were figuring out what in the world they were going to do about Lizzie. And inside is a little menu. And they certainly did eat well in those days. There's a date on it. Let's see. Let me zoom in. Yeah, how about that? 1892. Okay, October. So that's a fun thing. I collect newspapers too. I like to have them sort of for decoration in my front parlor. And this one is from 1890. It's a ladies' magazine, Harper's Bazaar. I like to get it for the fashions and inspiration for the paper dolls that come from a lot of these old women's publications. They're fun to look at. You see not only furniture that would have been around in the Borden house, but also fashions, and you're seeing the beginning of the leg of mutton sleeve by 1890. It would get larger and larger every year until about 1897, when it looked like saddlebags. It was just ridiculous. And then at the turn of the century, of course, we lose the leg of mutton altogether. And I like to think of this as maybe Lizzie with her friends in 1890 in Europe. Maybe that's Carrie and Anna Borden. There's Lizzie under the umbrella. But they're fun to look at, and they do add a little decor to your room. And the other one is from 1892, and it has to do with the Columbian Exposition, and it's all about that. I keep these protected in acid-free sleeve, and you want to keep them out of bright light and away from heat or moisture. when you collect these paper items. I have loads more of this sort of thing, and probably 1,000 pictures of various things around Fall River and Lizzie related. We've got a long time to get through all of that, but in the meantime, have a pair, and I'll be back soon.